Hey legends, welcome to the Glitch and Grow Lab, your VIP pass to a space where we spark big ideas and glitch the game. Today, we're revealing the secret code to successful leadership. So grab a coffee or your drink of choice, get cozy, and let's disrupt the ordinary together. Picture this. The air in the office is thick with unspoken tension. You can almost feel the static crackle between keyboards. Nervous glances pass across the room. A chaotic montage of a team struggling in an office with a large clock ticking down in the foreground. It is the final week before the big launch, the culmination of 6 months of relentless effort, countless late nights, far too much caffeine. The project has become a source of immense pressure. Every team member feels the weight of expectation. The once friendly banter is gone, replaced by clipped monosyllabic responses. A clock on the wall ticks with a menacing rhythm. Sarah, our leader in this scenario, stares at the Gantt chart on her screen. A critical bug flashes on a monitor. Developers point fingers. Quality assurance pushes back, pointing to vague requirements. The blame game spirals, pulling everyone away from the solution. Sarah feels a knot tighten in her stomach. She calls emergency meetings. She facilitates brainstorming sessions. She orders pizza to lift morale. Still, nothing works. The team is stuck, running in circles and revisiting dead-end solutions. This is no longer just a technical problem, it's a human one. The fabric of their teamwork is fraying. This scenario is not unique. Offices, boardrooms, project teams, talented, intelligent people suddenly can't move forward. Pressure mounts. Communication breaks down. Progress grinds to a halt. It feels like an impossible puzzle. We've all been there, trapped in that room of mounting deadlines and fraying tempers, desperately searching for an exit. Now let's pivot for a moment. Imagine a different kind of room. The door locks behind you with a heavy, ominous click. A digital timer on the wall begins its relentless countdown from 60 minutes. The room is filled with strange objects, cryptic symbols, locked boxes. Your mission is to work with your team to solve a series of interconnected puzzles and find the key to escape before time runs out. This is an escape room. Many see it as a fun recreational activity, but what if it's more than just a game? What if this 60-minute puzzle is a perfect high-pressure laboratory for decoding human behavior? In this controlled environment, the stakes feel incredibly high. The ticking clock creates a genuine sense of urgency. It triggers the same stress responses as a real-world deadline. All the social niceties and corporate hierarchies begin to melt away. Who steps up to lead? Who panics and freezes? Who communicates effectively? Who withholds critical information? In this condensed time frame, you witness patterns that might take months to surface at work. You see the genius who tries to solve everything alone. You see the communication fog. People talk over each other, fail to listen, or misinterpret crucial clues. You see the overwhelmed freeze. Someone simply shuts down. This room is not just a test of intellect. It is a test of teamwork. It's a powerful analogy for leadership and team dynamics. It strips away job complexities and isolates core collaboration under pressure. It is a microcosm of every challenging project you've faced. The external goal is to find a key and unlock a door, but the internal challenge is far more significant. Unlock your team's collective potential. Navigate the friction and frustration. Forge a cohesive unit that can solve any problem together. So, what is the connection between a failing project team in a corporate office and a group of friends trying to solve a fictional mystery? The connection is everything. Same unspoken rules of human interaction, same psychological traps, same fundamental need for effective leadership to guide the group out of chaos. We study complex theories and memorize acronyms. We build intricate process charts and communication protocols, yet teams still get stuck. What if the secret isn't in a textbook? What if the key to your team's potential has been waiting in a 60-minute puzzle with friends? What if the escape room is a training ground, a low-stakes lab to prepare for high-stakes challenges? This is the promise we are making to you today. In this journey, we are going to decode the escape room, not how to solve a specific riddle, but to reveal hidden leadership codes inside those 4 walls. We will give you a blueprint, a secret code to lead any team, solve any problem, and escape any impossible situation you may face in your career and in your life.
Let's step back into that locked room. The timer is ticking. The initial excitement has faded, replaced by a growing sense of urgency. In this moment of pressure, a common pattern begins to emerge. One person steps forward, often the one who fancies themselves the smartest or the most experienced in the group. They start barking orders, grabbing clues from others, trying to solve every single puzzle by themselves. They believe they're being helpful. They believe they're leading. In reality, they've just fallen into the first silent killer of teamwork, the genius trap. This self-appointed genius operates from a place of good intentions, but their impact is devastating. As they race around the room, they create a vortex of activity that sucks the energy and engagement out of everyone else. They might solve a puzzle or two on their own, which only reinforces their belief that their approach is working. But while they're focused on their individual brilliance, they're completely missing the bigger picture. They fail to see another team member has found a crucial key, or someone else who spotted a pattern on the wall that connects to the very puzzle they're stuck on. They're winning a battle, but losing the war. The rest of the team quickly disengages. Why bother trying to contribute when your ideas are ignored or dismissed? The other team members become passive observers, waiting for the leader to either succeed or fail. Their unique perspectives, their different ways of thinking, their quiet observations, all of this valuable cognitive resource is wasted. The team is no longer a team. It's one person working and several people watching. Collective intelligence is the idea that a group of diverse minds working together can solve problems more effectively than any single individual. The genius trap is the direct enemy of this principle. It prioritizes the ego of one over the potential of all. In an escape room, this leads to a failed attempt. In the workplace, this leads to failed projects, disengaged employees, and a toxic culture where no one feels valued. As the genius trap takes hold, another silent killer begins to creep into the room. It rolls in like a thick, dense fog, obscuring everything. This is the communication fog. It's not a lack of talking. In fact, the room is often filled with noise. There's plenty of sound, but there's no signal. There is talking, but also a profound lack of listening. Imagine this scene. A person in the corner finds a piece of paper with a sequence of 4 colors. Across the room, another person is standing in front of a box with a 4-button color-coded lock. The first person yells, "I've got colors! Red, blue, green, pink!" But at that exact moment, someone else is loudly trying to force a key into a lock while being told how to do it right. The person at the lockbox only hears a blue, pink, and tries the wrong combination, becoming frustrated. The critical clue was shared, but it was lost in the fog. This is a failure of communication protocol. People stop describing what they see and start declaring what they think it means, often incorrectly. "I have a key with a triangle symbol" becomes "I have the key." Triangle. The team becomes a collection of individuals having separate conversations. The fog makes everyone feel like they're working in isolation, even when they're sitting in the same room. In an escape room, the fog costs you the game. In an office, it leads to disastrous misunderstandings, duplicated work, critical errors, and friction. The clock continues its merciless countdown. 10 minutes left. The genius is growing frantic. The communication fog is so thick you can barely see the person next to you. It's in this final high-pressure phase that the third silent killer reveals itself, the overwhelm freeze. This is the moment when the sheer volume of unsolved puzzles, the pressure of the clock, the frustration of failed attempts, becomes too much for a person's brain to handle, and so it simply shuts down. This is a deep-seated neurological response to intense stress. You can see it in their eyes. A team member who was actively engaged just moments before is now staring blankly at a puzzle. Their problem-solving abilities have evaporated. They've frozen like a deer in the headlights, unable to move forward or backward. This freeze is contagious. When one team member shuts down, it sends a ripple of panic through the rest of the group. The collective confidence of the team plummets. The feeling of "we can't do this" becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The team's momentum grinds to a complete and utter halt. This killer is silent because the person experiencing it often says nothing at all. They retreat inward, trapped in their own mental prison of stress. In an escape room, this means you're effectively one or more participants down, making escape nearly impossible. In a real-world project, the overwhelm freeze is what happens when an employee burns out. They're physically present, but mentally and emotionally checked out. Their creativity disappears, productivity drops, and they become a bottleneck, silently sabotaging the team's progress from within.
Now that we've identified the silent killers that sabotage teams, it's time to reveal the antidote. The secret codes that transform a struggling group into a high-performing unit. The first and most fundamental of these, the communication code. This is the key for cutting through the fog. True leadership isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It's about creating a system where every voice can be heard. It's about turning chaotic noise into a clear, actionable signal. In the escape room, a leader applying this code does something radical. When the noise level rises, they don't try to shout over it. Instead, they might call for a brief pause.
Okay, team, let's stop for 10 seconds. Everyone take a breath.
This simple act breaks the cycle of panic.
Sarah, what do you have? Describe exactly what you see.
By doing this, they are not just gathering information, they are validating each team member. This leader understands that communication is a two-way street. They actively listen, and they make sure others are listening too. The communication code is a system of structured dialogue. It's about creating moments of silence so that the important things can be heard. It's how to chase away the fog. With clear communication established, the next layer of the leadership blueprint can be implemented, the delegation hack. This is the direct counterattack to the genius trap. A true leader understands that their primary role is not to solve every puzzle themselves, but to put the right people on the right puzzles.
Chloe, you focus on deciphering that code on the wall. David, see if you can figure out the gears on that box.
Instead of trying to do both things at once, the leader delegates. This action is incredible. It's an act that's uplifting and empowering. By giving someone a specific high-stakes task that aligns with their skills, the leader is communicating trust. The genius is no longer one person, it's the entire team, activated. The delegation hack requires the leader to step back and maintain a high-level view of the entire room. Now we've established communication and delegated tasks. But there is one final, crucial code that holds the entire blueprint together: the emotional intelligence protocol. Let's return to the escape room. The clock is ticking down, 5 minutes left. The leader notices a team member, Ben, who has been working on a particularly tricky lock for 10 minutes straight with no success.
Hey, you've been working so hard on that. Let's get a fresh set of eyes on it. Why don't you help Chloe with the word puzzle? We need your sharp thinking over there.
This simple intervention validates Ben's effort, removes him from the source of his frustration, and reframes his value to the team.
Yes, great job!
This is not a soft skill. It is a deeply strategic move that prevents the overwhelm freeze.
The lessons learned within the four walls of an escape room are not meant to stay there. They are designed to be carried out into the real world. The first and most immediate application is translating the communication code from a game into your daily professional life. Think about your typical weekly project meeting. How often does it descend into a communication fog? People talk over each other, one person dominates the conversation, others check their phones, completely disengaged, or leave you feeling like no one's actually there. A leader who implements this code in the workplace transforms the dynamic. They might implement a 5-minute huddle at the start of each day. The rule is simple. Each person gets 60 seconds to state their top priority for the day and one obstacle they face. This is a rapid-fire session of broadcasting clear signals. Take, for example, Mark, a project manager, talking to his Scrum team.
Don't just tell me why it's broken. Walk me through the exact sequence of events that leads to the error.
The genius trap is not confined to puzzle rooms. It thrives in the open plan office. We see it in the micromanager who insists on approving every minor detail. We see it in the star employee who takes on too much, leading to burnout. In contrast, take this example of Sophie, a team director.
I've seen your great work on smaller projects, Maria. I believe you're ready to lead this. I'm here to support you, but this is your campaign to run.
Maria's job transforms from tasks into a mission. She feels trusted, valued, and motivated. While Maria runs the campaign, the director focuses on broader market strategy. Sophie hasn't offloaded work. She's multiplied capacity. By choosing to coach rather than be the star player, Sophie has escaped the genius trap. Of all the codes, though, one of the most powerful is the EQ protocol, the emotional intelligence protocol. This separates managers from leaders. A leader notices two talented software engineers, David and Lisa. Their code reviews have become curt and critical. Their conflict is creating a toxic bottleneck for the team. A leader using the emotional intelligence protocol takes a different approach than a manager would. First, they speak to each of the engineers privately to understand the underlying issue. Here, it's likely the EQ leader might discover the conflict isn't about the code at all. The surface argument was about syntax. The underlying issue was about respect and security. By listening with empathy, the EQ leader uncovers the human emotions driving the conflict. They bring the two together to establish a new protocol for collaboration, one that respects David's experience while leveraging Lisa's innovative ideas. They lead the hearts, not just the hands. This protocol is also about proactively managing team energy. The leader publicly celebrates not just the final victory, but the small milestones along the way. This is how you prevent the overwhelm freeze and build a resilient team that can weather any storm. Perhaps the most important secret we unlock from the escape room is this: leadership has very little to do with your job title. In that locked room, under pressure, hierarchies dissolve. The person who steps up to lead is not always the manager. These codes aren't just for managers. You can be the junior analyst in a confusing meeting who asks a clarifying question that brings focus. You are leading. You can be the peer who shares their screen to help with new software. You are leading. You can be the teammate who asks, "Hey, are you okay?" after a tough call. You are leading. Leadership is a choice, not a position. It's a set of skills that build trust, create clarity, and unlock the potential in others. Practice them everywhere. Running a multinational corporation, contributing to a team project, organizing a community event, or planning a family vacation. The real-world escape isn't just shipping a project on time, it's escaping a narrow definition of leadership. It's realizing you can lead right now, where you are. Stop waiting for permission to lead. Start using these codes to make your team a little bit better, your workplace a little better, your corner of the world better, starting today.
We began our journey trapped in a room, struggling with an impossible problem. We identified the silent killers that sabotage our success: the genius trap, the communication fog, and the overwhelm freeze. More importantly, we discovered the secret codes that serve as the antidote. Now, as we conclude, it's time to zoom out and look at the world through this new lens. The truth is, the escape room is not just a place to go play a game. It's life. You see, life itself is a series of interconnected puzzles, just like an escape room. Your career is not a straight ladder to be climbed, but a complex puzzle box with hidden compartments and unforeseen challenges that must be solved. Every new project is a new room to enter. Every market shift, a new riddle to decipher. The question's how you will approach it. Will you fall back into old patterns? Or will you see the situation for what it is? Another puzzle waiting to be solved, another opportunity to lead, regardless of your title? Your leadership, therefore, is simply the skill of solving these puzzles with and through other people. So, what is the next step? The answer's simple: you practice. Leadership's a skill that can easily be honed and leveled up as in any great game. The escape room? Well, it's your leadership simulator. So, this is our invitation to you. Take your team, your project group, your friends or family, bring them to an escape room, real or even virtual. But, and this is important, go with a new objective, not just to win, but to observe, to practice the codes, to evolve your methods. During the game, ask clarifying questions. Notice a teammate's strength and assign a skill-aligned puzzle. Sense frustration? Offer encouragement. Practice being the leader your team needs. In other words, escape well, not just escape. And when the timer runs out, the debrief begins. Sit down for 30 minutes and talk about what happened. Ask powerful questions. Structured reflection is where true learning happens. It prepares you to apply them when stakes are real. For example,
Where did our communication break down? When did we fall into the genius trap? What did we do well?
all right, legends, we've decoded the escape room and revealed the leadership blueprint. Now, the final puzzle is yours to solve. It's the puzzle of your own potential. Look at the challenges in front of you. Don't see them as threats or obstacles. See them as launch points, as puzzles, as invitations to lead. And remember, leadership is not about having a formal title. True leadership is the ability to create a path when everyone else is stuck in the maze. It's bringing clarity to chaos, being the person who builds confidence in the face of uncertainty. And of course, it's being the person who unites a group of individuals into a true cohesive team. In other words, leadership is the ability to unlock a path forward when everyone else is still looking for the code. Now it's your turn to disrupt the ordinary, grow extraordinary. So, What puzzle will you unlock next? What's your next move to glitch the game? Drop it in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to keep sparking with the Glitch and Grow Lab. Let's rewrite reality together. Thanks for watching.